Hello again and welcome to class 402. Are you ready to take? Yesterday I was talking about to take. All right. To take up these items take up a lot of space on the table. But really, this table takes up a lot of space in this room. Ocupa mucho espacio. Consume, digamos, mucho espacio aquí. It takes up. And to time, take up a lot of time. Learning English takes up a lot of time. It takes a long time. It takes up a lot of time. Yes. In fact, here, outside the studio, you walk down to the reception area. There's a wonderful young lady who works in reception, one of the two receptionists. And it's a problem. She's a wonderful person. But if you say good morning, good afternoon, or whatever, she will respond good morning and then she will start talking to you. You know who I'm talking about, don't you? And out of courtesy, you'll listen and continue, but she never stops. And she said, and she takes up a lot of time. So you need to be careful when you pass the reception area here, because if the receptionist is free and is not busy doing something or talking on the phone, she'll say hello and start talking to you, and it will take up a lot of time. So she has taken up, over the past 5 years, she has taken up a lot of my time. To take off. The planes take off and land every day. There are 1 million takeoffs and 1 million landings every day. 1 million planes take off and 1 million planes land every day on the planet Earth. To take off, to take out. I'll take you out to the best restaurant in town if you buy the books. I'll take you out. Take me out to the ball game, take you out. Yes. So, to take over. I'll take over. If I get sick, if I become ill and can't continue this program, another teacher will take over. Another teacher will take over. To take care. Marta takes good care of me. Me cuida bien. She takes good care. Se dice así mucho. Toma buen cuidado de mí, literalmente. She takes good care of me. Almost as well as my invisible guardian angel right here. She takes very good care of me. I'm very lucky to have a guardian angel like this one. She takes good care of me. Oh, the angel's feminine, of course, the guardian angel. I have a little devil here, but the guardian angel takes care of me, To take care, don't worry, I'll take care of it. No te preocupes, me ocupo yo. Don't worry, I'll take care of it. You don't speak English well? Don't worry, I'll take care of it. Follow me. And buy the books. Okay, follow me. To take after, I take after my mother. Yes. Marta, do you take after your mother or your father? Mother? Yeah. Marta says she takes after her mother. You don't take after your father? No? También, te pareces a los dos, un poco. Okay, she takes after her father a little and she takes after her mother. Now, do you look like your mother or do you look like your father? Which? Your father? Yeah? Or your mother? No, your father. So she looks like her father. She doesn't look like her mother. However, she takes after both. So she has the good things about one and the good things about the other, right? The bad things, no. No. She only inherited the good things about both, okay? So she takes after both. Me, I take after my mother much more than my father, although I look like my father. To take back, si me lo das, ¿por qué me lo quitas? I mean, if you give it to me, why are you taking it back? I'm taking it back because I want it back. Yeah. I gave Marta about 6 months ago, I gave her a painting, una pintura. I gave her a painting that I've had for many years. I said, here, Marta, would you like this painting? I don't need it. I moved from one house to another, and I had extra paintings because my current house, the house where I live now, is smaller than the house I used to live in. I used to live in a bigger house. Antes vivía. I used to live in a big house, now I live in a small house. And I have about 20 paintings and I don't have enough space. You know, paintings take up a lot of space on the walls. And so I don't have enough space. And so I have to get rid of some of my paintings. And so I brought 3 of the paintings here to the office. And I said, who would like a painting? And Marta said, yeah. So I gave Marta one of the paintings. Then about 2 weeks later, I was surfing the web. Hacer surf por internet. I was surfing the web. So navegando. I was surfing the web and I saw a picture, a photograph of the exact same painting I gave Marta. And I read it and I said, it's valued at 70,000 euros. I didn't know that painting was so valuable. I bought it in the Rastro, the flea market in Madrid. It's an original, but I didn't know it was worth 70,000 euros. So I asked Marta to give it back. So I took it back. And Marta was saying, ¿Pero por qué? Why? It's because I didn't tell her that the painting was worth 70,000 euros. So I took it back. Se lo quité a ella de nuevo. So I took it back. I gave it to her 2 weeks ago, but yesterday I took it back. Well, not really. I asked her to give it back. So in essence, I took it back. To take down. Yeah, when I switched houses, at first, when I moved from my old house to the current house, I had to take down all the paintings. To take down is descolgar. All right? You put up a painting and you take it down. Yes. For example, there are 2, 3 big, enormous wall clocks in my house. Very, very attractive. Oh, from the 19th century. Now, twice a year, they change the hour in Spain. You know, in early November or late October. In late October or early November, we need to move the clock back 1 hour. Ganamos una hora. And then in April, I think, we need to move the clock forward 1 hour. And for me, it's a big, big problem because I have these 3 beautiful, old, antique clocks. And you can't put your hand behind them, you know. But they're on the, you put it behind and change it. So I need to take down the clocks, which is not a problem to take them down. And I change the hour to 1 hour less or 1 hour more. But then putting them back, taking them down is not a problem. Putting them back is a problem because it's very, very difficult to line up, alinear, to line up, como línea arriba, to line up. It's very difficult to line up the clock correctly. And it's very heavy. The clock weighs probably 10, 15 kilos. It's pretty heavy. So you're trying, and you need usually 2 people to put the clock back. To take it down, to put it back up. To take it down, to put it back up. To take it off, to take off the watch, to put it back on. To take the pencil out, to put it back in. To take it back out, to put it back in. To take it off, to put it back on. Take it back off, put it back on. Put it back up, take it back down. Put it back up. El dinamismo de las preposiciones en inglés. Con el verbo to take en este caso. To take down, descolgar, volver a colgar. To take down, to put back up. To take off, to put back on. To take out, to put back in. All right, to take. To take down, to take apart. Yes. I'm going to take this microphone apart. You see. I've taken it apart. I've taken it apart. Desensamblar, desmontar. Now I'm putting it back together. Now I'm taking it back apart. Apart, como la palabra aparte. Aparte de Marta, también hay otra persona en la esquina. Y apart from Marta, there's another person over there. To take it apart, to put it back together. To take it apart, to put it back together. My son is very special. I remember when he was a little boy, un mico así, if we gave him a car or something, he always took it apart. Lo desmontaba. And then he put it back together. But there's always one piece missing. Well, hey, Jack, and this? I don't know. It works. Okay. So to take things apart and to put them back together. To take things apart is to disassemble. To disassemble. And to put something back together is to reassemble, reensamblar, remontar, digamos, montar de nuevo. To take it apart, to put it back together, to take it apart. And finally, to take on. To take on. To assume. I have to take on a lot of responsibilities. I have to take on a lot of, I'm the big boss here. So I have to take on a lot of responsibilities. And as I get older, a medida que me haga más mayor, conforme entre en más años, dos letritas, as, según me haga más viejo. As I get older, it's more and more difficult to take on all the responsibilities inherentes, inherent in managing a company. It's not easy to take on certain responsibilities after a certain age. All right, to take on. Somebody has to take on the responsibility. Somebody has to assume the responsibility. Here in this program, somebody has to take on the responsibility of teaching you English. And I have taken on this responsibility. From class number 1 to class 402 today. That's a lot of responsibility that I am taking on. You are dependent on me and on the books for your progress. You are dependent on me. Dependent means tienes que confiar en mí. Yes. So you have to depend on me. And so it's a big responsibility, but I'm willing to take it on. Estoy dispuesto a asumir esta responsabilidad. I'm willing. Como el futuro con will. Will significa voluntad. Yo voluntad ir. Eso es I will go. Es el futuro, iré. I will go. Will también es voluntad y testamento. My will, my last will and testament. But willing is dispuesto. ¿Estás dispuesto a seguirme? Are you willing to follow me? Me, I'm willing to take on the necessary responsibility to teach you English, to take on. All right, point 18. Are you ready? Wow. All right. Hay un problema. Como siempre, there's a problem. ¿De verdad? Hay un problema. Is there a problem? No, there isn't a problem. Hay muchos problemas. There are a lot of problems. Are there really a lot of problems? No, there aren't. No, really no. There aren't many problems, really. There aren't many problems. There was a problem yesterday. Really? Was there a problem yesterday? Nah, not really. There wasn't a problem. There were a lot of problems yesterday. There were a lot of problems. Were there? Nah, there weren't. To tell you the truth, Marta said, ayer hubo unos problemas. There were a lot of problems yesterday. Nah, there weren't so many problems. She's exaggerating. Yeah, it's not true. There weren't many problems yesterday. No, there weren't. She's admitting. Reconoce que no. O sea, admite que no. She admits that there weren't too many problems. No hubo demasiados problemas, de verdad. There weren't too many problems yesterday. Siempre ha habido problemas, ¿no? There have always been problems. There have always been problems. But we have always found a way to solve the problems. But there have always been problems, and there will always be problems in the future. That's life. Life is full of problems, right? Problem. problem. Life is full of problems. There were problems last year. There are problems this year. There will be problems next year. There have been problems every year since I was born. All right, there have always been problems. Yes. If there weren't problems, probably we would die. De atrofiarnos. Problems keep us alive and alert, active, trying to solve big problems and little problems. There are little problems every hour of the day, and there are big problems at least once a day. And so there are always problems. There have always been. Habido, hubo, habrá, habría. There would be. Habrá, there will be. Va a haber, there is going to be. Va a haber una fiesta esta noche. There's going to be a party tonight. Hubo una fiesta anoche. There was a party last night. Ha habido fiesta cada noche esta semana. There have been parties every night this week. There has been a party every evening this week. There have siempre ha habido fiestas en esta empresa para Navidad. There have always been Christmas parties in this company. And next Christmas, there will be, well, this coming Christmas, in 2 months, there will be a Christmas party. But there wasn't a Christmas party last year. Oh, really? Why wasn't there a Christmas party? There wasn't a Christmas party because of the pandemic. If there hadn't been, si no hubiera habido una pandemia, habría habido una fiesta. Si no hubiera habido, habría habido. If there hadn't been a pandemic last year, there would have been a Christmas party. And if there hadn't been a pandemic, last summer there would have been a summer party as well. In this company, there are 2 parties every year. Well, there are a lot of little parties, but big parties, big events, there are 2 every year. Christmas and summertime, pre-vacation party. So, but this year there haven't been any parties. And last year there weren't any parties. So far this year, we're in October now. So far this year, there haven't been any parties because of the pandemic. And last year, there weren't any parties also because of the pandemic. Now, this year, Christmas time in 2 months, I think there will be a party. If everything goes as planned, if everything goes as planned, if everything goes as planned, si todo va según lo previsto, es la forma en inglés de decirlo, si todo va como planeado, literalmente, if everything goes as planned, there will be a Christmas party this year. And next summer, there will be a summertime party, a pre-vacation party. There has been, ha habido un solo volcán en Italia este año. Bueno, erupción volcánica este año. There has been one volcanic eruption, Stromboli, in Italy this year. Ha habido muchos partidos de tenis este año. There have been a lot of tennis matches this year. Yes. There have been a lot of hot days this year. There have been a lot of cold days this year. Yes. There have been a lot of sunny days this year. And there have been quite a few rainy days this year. There has been one big snowfall this year. Ha habido una sola nevada grande este año. You remember, Marta? Yeah. Filomena. Yeah, there's been one big snowfall. I think there's only been one snowfall this year. Only one, Filomena. But it was a big one. In January or in February? I think in January. Yeah. So there's been one snowfall this year. Maybe there will be another before the end of the year. Maybe. There may be another. Puede que haya otra nevada antes de finalizar el año. Puede que nos toque. Puede que haya. There may be. Podría haber una más. There could be. There may be. There might be. There should be. Debería haber más nevadas aquí. Viene bien la nieve. Usually. There should be more. In my opinion, there should be more. Yes, there should be more snows. But in any case, podría haber. Puede que haya. There may be. Puede que haya habido. There may have been. Puede que haya habido una nevada en Granada, pero no estaba en Granada, no lo sé. There may have been a snowfall. When it snowed in Madrid, was there a big snowfall in Granada at the same time? I don't know. There may have been. Puede que haya habido también nevada ahí también, pero no me acuerdo. Was there a snowfall in Seville? With Filomena here, do you remember? Her family lives in Seville. Was there a snowfall in Seville? No? Okay. But there may have been a snowfall in Granada because Granada is higher than Seville. So there may have, Seville is very low, practically at sea level. But Granada is higher. You have Sierra Nevada. So there may have been, puede que haya habido una nevada también allí como aquí. There may have been a snowfall. A snowfall, o sea, literalmente nieve caída, o sea, caída de nieve. There may have been, there could be. Es necesario que haya. There needs to be. Debe de haber. There must be. Debe de haber una manera más rápida de aprender inglés, Richard. Come on, vamos. Come on, Richard. There must be. There must be a faster way to learn English. I really don't. No, look, I'm considered to be an expert by most people. Most people consider me to be an expert in learning English and in teaching English. I've been teaching English for 47 years. I have not found a way to shorten, acortar, the route from point A to point B. The only way to shorten the route is in time with more work. 3,000 hours to go from beginner to mastery, 3,000 hours. And when I say mastery, mastery is dominio, mastery. I mean, ¿cómo? I mean, quiero decir, cuando digo dominio, quiero decir dominio. That means in every way that you can go to London or go to Chicago or go to Sydney, Australia with no problem, professionally and personally. No problem with communication. Pan comido, a piece of cake. Using English professionally is a piece of cake. Eso sí es dominio. In which you can change from Spanish to English and continue sin pestañear, negociando el contrato. You can continue without batting an eye. You can continue without batting an eye. You can continue negotiating a contract in English. That's mastery. Now to move, to progress from level 0, from beginner, to mastery is 3,000 hours. All right? 3,000 hours. 20% study. 40%, 20% class, like this. 40% personal attention, and 40% apuros en la vida real. Suffering, real life, horas de vuelo de verdad, no horas de simulador. Not simulator hours, simulating, no. Real flying hours, real flying hours. Swimming in the deep end of the swimming pool where you can't touch the bottom. All right, so, habido. Tiene que haber una solución. There has to be a solution. Debe de haber una solución. There must be a solution. There must be a better way, Richard. There must be an easier way to learn English. There must be a painless way. Tiene que haber una forma menos dolorosa. ¿A que sí, Richard? No. But there must be. There has to be. Debe de haber. Tiene que haber por obligación. There has to be. There has to be an easier way to learn English. There must be an easier way. Siempre es there más una forma del verbo to be. There should be. Debería haber dos sillas más aquí. There should be 2 more chairs here. There should be. There will be. Ven en la lista. Page 387.18, you have the list. And you see it. Va a haber, en plural, va a haber 2 fiestas la semana próxima. There are going to be. So there must going to be. Va a haber. There are going to be 2 parties next week. There was 1 party last week, but next week there are going to be 2. Really? No, there's only going to be 1. No, there are going to be 2. Yes, I'll tell you in the next class if there will be 1 or 2 or 3. If there will be, there should be, there could be, there may be. All right. Time for me to go. See you tomorrow.